What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Beyond Meat. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what just came out from the company itself, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Beyond Meat is up 8.6%, 111 the high, 97 cents the low, and just over about 46 million shares being traded within the first hour and a half of the trading day. So today is going to be a fairly heavy volume day, which is a positive. Beyond Meat did put out news, so I'll kind of go over that in a second. But starting off with macro data, we had initial jobless claims coming in at 198, forecast of 212. Then we also had NY and Philly manufacturing both coming in phenomenal, showing that there's a certain level of expansion occurring. And so over the last couple of trading days, the market has been fairly volatile. I'm sure a lot of you have kind of noticed that, but that was ultimately the market throwing a hissy fit and coming to a realization that we're not going to get a January cut, rather most likely one on March. So March 18th is going to be the next Fed meeting. And so in reality, the market's taken this positive data as truly positive. So there is no narrative switching where we want kind of negative data and blah, blah, blah. So this is why a lot of the major indexes are green. But in Beyond Meat's case, we do have this news that came out first thing. So Beyond Meat launches Beyond Immerse protein drink. So they're going to be testing 2 different sizes plus at a Beyond Meat test kitchen. And so that's going to really show them kind of pricing, what works, what doesn't work, different flavors, so they can actually have a good kind of controlled test before they officially launch it and get it out. On a side note, usually this type of product does have some fairly beautiful margins. So that's going to be a good thing for the company, right? Because a lot of their other products, yes, their margins are good, but they've been somewhat diminishing. So I think overall this is going to be a very positive thing. Plus at the same time, we haven't really had that much in news from them. The last news did come out December the 23rd. Prior to that was November the 14th. So the market is really liking this news, and rightfully so. When it comes to shorts, so right now shorts are increasing 677,000 shares. 33.7% of the free flow is being shorted, works out to be 148.6 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts have really started to double down ever since the low of roughly second week of November. That's where short interest was 18%. So they've almost doubled since pretty much 2 months. So kind of crazy stuff if you think about it. So for those of you that are really wanting Beyond Meat to have a squeeze play, it could definitely do it, but you need more operational updates and some actual real revenue to kind of incentivize institutions to really get in. Nonetheless, it's having a pretty epic day today. 22.35% is that cost to borrow average. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. But quickly moving over to the options, kind of low volume, so it doesn't really match with the common stock, but 1.1 million in calls, 217,000 inputs. 50% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above $1.50. And interestingly enough, for the week ending February the 20th, for it to be kind of between that 150 and 2, possibly even 250. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 1. So there's a little bit more back and forth, but definitely a lot more upside than down. These are all the transactions occurring on the Darkpool above $100,000. So you do see some hold numbers, a lot of hold numbers in fact, so that means hedge funds are involved in today's kind of day-to-day price action. Right now with it at 103, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 97 cents is going to be that strong support, conveniently bounced off of that general area, so that is the low for today. And then similarly, 106 followed by 111 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So it did bounce as well off of this R2, so we know that is going to be a strong resistance point. So over the next couple of trading days, just watch for it to ideally get above that, but first it really needs to kind of stay above that 106. Aside from all of that, quickly popping right back over here on the actual chart, even though it is kind of consolidating a little bit, it still showed some good progress. It did momentarily get above that 50-day moving average, and that is a massive deal for a lot of growth and kind of speculative stocks, because last time Beyond Meat did get above that 50-day moving average was on October the 21st, and that is prior to it going on a crazy run. So right now it is consolidating below that, but for whatever reason, if it's able to continue the good momentum and close above it, and then you could see really things heat up more than what has happened already. So just watch for that 50-day moving average that's sitting at 106. So you do have a key resistance based on the fibs, and also this, the 50-day moving average at 106. So that's going to be a big deal. So at least for today, if it's able to close above that, then that should be a pretty good win, and most likely really set the trajectory for a nice continued push higher. Aside from that, you see a lot more willing buyers today. Still a lot of willing sellers up until around that 150. So for whatever reason, if Beyond Meat just gets a nice gentle push above that level, then you could see a very nice price action. Similar to, again, referring back here, what happened prior to it really heating up. So on October the 17th, when it was at around 50 cents, like all it needed was that gentle push, and you had a lot of big influencers really coming out saying that this was a buy and blah, blah, blah. That was the catalyst that Beyond Meat needed to really push it higher. So I'd see a little bit more chatter on social media at the same time. So you never know, things could again heat up. There really hasn't been that much in analyst ratings, no real news. So it is just at the mercy of the broader market. So let me know your thoughts on Beyond Meat. Are you buying? Are you selling? What are you generally doing with Beyond Meat? One final thing, if you're looking for some solid on-point buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.